Hi, boys and girls. I am going to read to you today Eric Carle's Slowly, 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 said the Sloth. And this is a really fun story. And if you love sloths, then this is just a little cute, fun story about a sloth. And so I wanted to read the back first because I thought this is an interesting note that Eric Carle adds to the story. And he starts off and he says, "Why are we always in a hurry? Rush, rush, rush. We scurry from here and there. We play computer games and then, quick, click, we watch TV. We eat fast food. Everyone tells us to make it snappy. Hurry up. Time is flying. Step on it. There's so little time just to be with friends, to watch a sunset or gaze at a star-filled sky. Oh, what we could learn, even if just a little, from the gentle sloth who slowly, slowly, slowly crawls along a branch of a tree, eats a little, sleeps a lot, and lives in peace." And I feel like this story is really, really appropriate for kind of what we've been going through the last couple months, even though we've been at home and we've been online learning. I don't know about you, but I feel like since I've been at home, things have really just slowed down. It actually gives us time to appreciate just some of the little things that are around us. And so I think that this is really appropriate for one of the stories that we read in our Eric Carle unit because it definitely can connect to what our world is going through right now and how because we were kind of forced to be at home, how we can take things a little bit slowly. So there's a foreword in here, and this is actually a foreword is a note from another person, and this is from Jane Goodall. And Jane Goodall, she works with lots of different animals, and she's actually known for working with gorillas, but she also really likes working with sloths. And so she talks a lot about the beginning. She gives us a little bit of background about the sloths, and I'm not going to read this whole thing, but she just talks about how she was fascinated since she was a child. She loved learning about sloths. They live in the jungles of South America. She says there are two species. There's a three-toed sloth and the two-toed sloth. And it says they can turn their heads about 270 degrees, so they can turn their heads really far. They can hang from one leg and rotate their bodies in a manner most horrifying to observe, she says. They spend their lives living upside down, hanging from the branches. They feed mostly at dawn and dusk, so early morning and early evening, on shoots and blossom leaves and fruits. And it says, after feeding for a few hours, moving slowly from one branch to the next, they fall asleep. They sleep 15 to 19 hours out of 24, hanging from a branch with their heads laid on their bellies. They look just like part of the tree because a kind of green algae grows in strange grooves on their long, coarse hairs, so that they become the same greenish color as their forest world. All kinds of moths and beetles live in their fur. If the sloths are threatened, they defend themselves by striking out with their powerful arms and dagger-like claws. And so she just talks about how sloths, they live in the same tree for days, sometimes weeks. And it says after about once a week looking fat, they climb slowly down to the ground where they use the bathroom. Then they bury their waste and then climb slowly back up to their tree. So they only use the restroom like once a week. That would be bananas. And so when they do that, then they move to a new tree. So that's kind of an interesting fact. I didn't know that. And so says they may have to swim across a river. They're surprisingly fast swimmers, but they're very silent. And she says occasionally they comment on life with a gentle sigh that sounds like, "Hi." So really interesting animals. And so she has studied them and she's learned a lot. So I just thought I'd share that with you. Just a little bit of facts before we read the story. Slowly, 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 said the Sloth by Eric Carle. All right, so it starts off and it says, slowly, 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 a sloth crawled along a branch of a tree. Slowly, 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 the sloth ate a leaf. I want you to pay attention to how things are changing around the sloth. Just kind of see if you can pay attention. Slowly, 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 the sloth fell asleep. Ah. Slowly, 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 the sloth woke up. All day long, the sloth hung upside down in the tree. All night long, the sloth hung upside down in the tree. "Why are you so slow?" the howler monkey asked one day, but the sloth didn't answer. "Why are you so quiet?" the caiman asked, but the sloth didn't answer. Remember, these are animals that can be found in South America because that is where the sloth lives. So a caiman is a type of, it's related to the alligator or the crocodile, but it's called the caiman and it lives in South America. "Why are you so boring?" the anteater asked, but the sloth didn't answer. "Tell me," said the jaguar, "why are you so lazy?" The sloth thought and thought and thought for a long, long time. Finally, the sloth replied, "It is true that I am slow, quiet, and boring. I am lackadaisical, I dawdle, and I dilly-dally. I am also unflappable, languid, stoic, impassive, sluggish, lethargic, placid, calm, mellow, laid back, and well, slothful. I am relaxed and tranquil, and I like to live in peace, but I am not lazy." Then the sloth yawned and said, "Oh, that's just how I am. I like to do things slowly, slowly, slowly." The end. And on the back page, it goes through and shows all the different animals that the sloth saw while he was in his tree. And again, all these animals are types of animals that find their home in South America, just like the sloth. Now, one thing I want to point out before we move on is in this last page, there are some excellent vocabulary words, like excellent vocabulary words. The animals ask him a lot of different questions, like, "Why are you so slow? Why are you so boring?" And he talks about like lackadaisical. Lackadaisical is like, it's kind of like slow, and you don't really move too much. You're kind of lackadaisical. You dawdle, dilly-dally. Some of us like to dawdle and dilly-dally. You can talk to your parents about that one. Just all of these different words are different words that can be used to describe slowly and kind of, I like more relaxed and slothful. And so these are some really, really good vocabulary words that we can use to describe how the sloth is, which is really cool. One word that we are going to work on today is the word tranquil, and we actually have talked about the word tranquil before. So I want you to think of the word tranquil because in your activity you will be doing something along with this word. So kind of think about that. What does it mean to be tranquil? And I think I gave the example, or the example that we used was like when you're sitting next to like a lake. Like let's say you're on like a pier, you're in a chair and you're sitting next to a lake and it's just quiet, like it's peaceful. That would be tranquil, and that's how the sloth likes to live. He is very tranquil, just like all of these other great words that he uses to describe himself. And so I'm going to stop you right there. I hope you enjoyed Slowly, 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 said the sloth, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, guys.